Hello everyone. Teaching strategy is very important in teaching practice. Now I'm going to discuss is class discussion. Class discussion normally delivered in class between the teacher and the students through spoken communication, and more importantly, among students themselves. Class discussion strategy is rooted in Vygotsky's social learning theory, which suggests that learning is a socially mediated process, and language is the most important means for children to learn through interaction. Class discussion has very positive impacts on student learning. Firstly, it can increase student involvement in class. When students involve in class discussion, and they will demonstrate their understanding by demonstrating their knowledge, they will need to use effective communication skills to clearly present their knowledge. They learn to share their ideas with others, as well as to be an active listener, therefore to build their team working skills. In addition, the class discussion process is an active learning process, and it allows students to motivate themselves to develop their own ideas through higher level thinking skills, such as analyze, critical thinking, evaluation, and creativity. Research has identified that discussion strategy is highly effective at improving students' word learning ability in teaching language and literature. For example, in my third grade language class on the topic of friendship, I have used class discussion strategy to help my students to learn new words. I started the discussion by telling story according to the content. I asked my students to give me their own opinions on about what it means to be a good friend and the relevant reasons. When students representing their opinions, I recorded them on the blackboard with highlights of the new words. My goal was to use class discussion as a method to provide my students an opportunity to hear and use these target words, and those words are elements of being a good friendship. I chose this method was because that discussion provides spoken context for students to comprehend and use new words within a broad semantic context. As a result, my class discussion went very well, and the class discussion has provided an effective setting for my students to explore relationship of words and to enhance their comprehension on the context. Now I'm going to talk about another teaching strategy, which is called differentiated instruction. Differentiation is a teaching method which teachers use a wide variety of teaching techniques to instruct a group of students who are different in abilities, learning styles, needs, and readiness in class. Differentiation is rooted in social constructivism theory engaged by Vygotsky, who suggests that learning occurs when there is transformation from a learner's existing level of development potential to a higher level of development, with appropriate levels of assistance from more knowledgeable others. It is different with the traditional teaching method, which only aims to average students. There are four main aspects that differentiation can focus on: content, process, products, and learning environment. Now I'm going to give an example to explain them. Content refers to what students need to learn. In one class, I need to teach my student how to make Chinese paper cut. I understood some students learn through reading, some learn through observation, and others will learn from interaction. So I prepared the teaching materials including printed reading instruction, videotape, and a variety-colored paper. Process refers how a teacher teach. I assigned students to different workstations and handed out different color paper to them. According to their interests and levels, I prepared some students with printed reading illustration and played a videotape for some students to watch, and also gave equipment directly to some students to discuss and figure out how to cut by themselves. Products refers to how students can demonstrate their understanding about what they have learned. I asked my students to choose either partner group to show each other how to cut, or to work individually by themselves. And learning environment refers to how to create a very good atmosphere for students to learn. During the class, I made my best effort to ensure there were places for students to cooperation, and also there were places for them work quietly. I went around the class and reached to small groups and also the individuals to answer questions as they needed. As a learner-centered strategy, differentiation teaching can keep struggling students on track and keep advanced students engaged in classroom. It can increase learners' self-awareness to their abilities, skills, and potentials. It provides opportunities for them to develop independently, engage in learning process, and taking increasing responsibility for their own learning. It also supports the multiple intelligence within the contemporary classroom. Differentiated instruction is a new teaching strategy, and it requires teachers' continuous and consistent professional development. Thank you very much. This is the end of the presentation.